Boys, the day has finally come that we are going to be swapping the 6.0 into the Cateye. Well guys, it's a little bit about a week after I told you guys that the 6.0 was getting built, and there it is. I had better plans of making it look a little bit nicer, but I really want the Cateye to run again. And, you know, we got it put together, and that just is what it is. You know, later on, I'll probably powder coat valve covers and stuff like that. But it is the 6.0. Now, 7 months ago, I bought that 6.0, or I had the 6.0. I told you guys that we're going to be putting it in the Cateye after we blew up the 5.3 at Cletus and Cars, and it's been sitting here ever since in the shop, breaking my heart in the way, and I can't drive it because we got on working on skid mark. But today we are finally starting the 6.0 swap, which I feel like we're going to blow through it just because as many as we've done, you know, hopefully it goes simple. But what I want to do before we get started with today's video of putting it into the Cateye, I want to go over what we have here. What this is an LQ4 6-liter. It is the iron block. Inside, if you guys saw on Instagram, I posted up some build pictures of it. Inside are flat top LQ9 pistons. The heads are the beautiful Texas Speed Stage 2.5 5.3 heads. Now, the reason we did that was the combustion chamber size on these heads is 62 cc. 10 cc smaller than the 317 heads that normally come on this motor. So with the flat tops and these heads combined, we have bumped compression way up. And if you're familiar, that's going to bump the horsepower up as well. Of course, these heads are ported and polished. They're beautiful inside. The flow is way more than the 317 heads. So we all around have got an awesome setup here. The cam is a Texas Speed 233, 239 at 600 lift. Bigger than skid mark, way bigger than the last size cam. The biggest cam we've run in anything so far. I expect great things out of this engine. We learned a lot on our last 5.3 build, and I think that we have come full circle. Now, in conjunction with all that greatness is basically a brand new engine. It has got all brand new bearings, cam bearings, rod bearings, main bearings. It was honed out, cleaned up. It's mint, and I cannot wait to drive that engine for a long time. Now, up on the top end part, we will go right back with, well, let me find it here. Go right back with the Trailblazer SS intake manifold. Our fuel rails are over there. We will put a 90 mil throttle body on it, and we will put these fantastic FASS 39-pound injectors in it for fuel, because we are going to need it for the power level that we are going for here. So a couple of things to mention. We did put the Melling oil pump in that because we do not build LSs without Melling pumps. Yank 3000 stall converter in our mildly built 4L60. Not quite as beefy as Skids was before we blew it up. We'll probably eventually have to do something with that trans. We'll see how long it holds up to the 6.0. You know, we got our boy Rob that'll help us out if we blow it up. No big deal. It's not like it'd be the first time. But that basically is the gist of this engine build. Once it's all complete and in the truck, we will go and have it dyno tuned just like we did the other one. The Cateye is gonna be mean, and I can't wait. Now, one more thing before we get to swapping the engine in there. The rear end that's back here right now is the one out of skid mark. If you guys know, the rear end out of the Cateye here, which was a 373 posi, is in skid mark, which raises the issue. What are we gonna do? Because this is an open diff with 342s. It sucks. We're running 35s. It ain't gonna work. The diff is coming out of the truck this evening, more than likely, and is getting dropped off to be rebuilt and have a locker and 456 gears put in it. We're going to take the front drive shaft out, and later on, once we get all this project done, take the front diff out and put 456 gears in it. So we're going to be two-wheel drive for a little bit, but you got to understand, it's like you just shell out money. I can't really afford to get the front done at this moment, but we will eventually get it done. But I think this setup is going to be awesome. 6.0, 3K stall in the 60, 456 gears on the rear. I think even on the 35s, it's going to be mean. So super stoked. Just waiting on Austin to get here, And I've done a lot of prep work here. I've gotten wiring tied up, wiring cleaned up. Got the converter up in there. I got to change the AC compressor. And then after I do that, because I got a new one so we can finally have AC in this truck. After we do that, we could go ahead and swap this thing up in here. So I'll pick back up the camera in just a second. Alrighty guys, so we're getting ready to drop it down in there. I hooked it up backwards. I had it, the chain facing backwards, so also had to flip it around so we could get it to go up in there. But if you see, I went ahead and put the AC compressor on. We small snag with our power steering pump, and we're gonna put that bracket on, but the pulley's stuck on the pump, so we'll deal with that later. But this AC compressor, you ever tried to put one on after the engine's in there? You'll never do it again. Alright, well, we're pumping. This bitch is that way.
Can you make my shirt like yours?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you being serious?
Yeah.
Pull the hoist out. Alright. Lower it down some more. Boys, it's in. Y'all come check this out. So, a little bit of persuasion, as you saw that in the video, to get her up in there, but she sits down in there fine. Now, for those of you who don't know, as far as block, the size and all that, it's just like a 5.3. It's going to set in your truck just like a 5.3 does. But it's in here, thank God. So we've got, it's all the bell housing, but it's bolted to the transmission completely already. We've got to put motor mount bolts in, and then we're actually going to go around and plug in what wiring connectors we can plug in right now. And that was a lesson learned from Skidmark, whose wiring harnesses run wrong.
Torque converter bolts.
Yeah, that did torque converter bolts still. So the plan for tonight is to get the wiring harness run all the right way, bolt the torque converter up, probably get the starter on too. Then we got to pull the rear end out because it's got to go get rebuilt with the locker and the 456, and then that's going to be about all we're going to want to handle after the rear end comes out. So what we're going to work on now is running this wiring harness and these, the torque converter bolts and stuff like that. Then we'll update you once I get all this cleaned up, because there's the starter right there. So stuff's got to get knick-knacked around here. So update you guys in just a second. To the gasket. Just a little bit of polish.
Yeah, I saw that.
Alrighty guys, so the 6.0 is in the Cateye. The rear end is out of the Cateye to be rebuilt. The next video you'll see is going to be basically finish hooking everything up, putting an intake on it. And I mean, doing all the nitpicky stuff like water pump, power steering pump, intake and all that, and may be able to turn it over tomorrow. So we'll see how far we can get. That's the hard part done. So when we get here, it's just go to town on, hooking stuff up and stuff like that. So the 6.0's in the Cateye. This is at least a huge accomplishment and a huge step.
We work 8 hours, and then we come down here and work for another 4 hours. We're pretty tired.
It just gets very tiring to keep. Please hit that subscribe button.
For like, we were down here last night for what, 5 hours finishing the power stroke,
something like that. I mean, we put in, we work 3 days. We work 3 evenings is kind of what our schedule is. And then we take weekends off usually, so that gives you kind of an idea. It's an additional 6, sometimes 12 to 16 hours a week we spend here at the shop doing stuff for YouTube. And then
when we first got the shop, we were doing it was every night, like 5 hours a night down here.
While Skidmark was being built and the Cateye was torn down,
ridiculous.
we were doing at least 4 to 5 nights a week, sometimes weekends during the day. But we kind of cut back because we were killing ourselves.
Yeah.
So, and really, you know, once the Cateye's back together, we can stay slow and just do 2 to 3 nights a week. But we put everything into this, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I know you guys are excited for the Cateye's return. It is the OG of the channel, and I know you guys want to see a 6.0 in the Cateye. So we got a 6.0 in the Cateye. We got a great 6.0. Yeah. And it's going to be a ton of fun, and I just can't wait to see all 3 trucks on the road. You know, going to a show, going to a meet, or whatever else. If we can find some way to get this truck and Skid Mark to the Freedom Factory in November, we'll do it. But there's some logistical errors that will have to be figured out.
Hit that subscribe button so we can buy a 2-car trailer.
Yeah, we need like a 2-car gooseneck.
If anybody's got a 2-car gooseneck for cheap, hit us up. We're looking for one.
Yeah.
So that way we can bring both the trucks to the shows for you guys. And I know y'all want to see them in one spot, but right now we can only bring one at a time, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, and we promise to be out at more shows. I know a lot of you guys hit up asking to come down here to the shop and see stuff, and just for insurance reasons, we can't have other people down here at the shop. That's why you only see us in here. So, you know, we just can't do it because of just legal matters with insurance and all the stuff like that, especially being filmed and stuff like that makes it hard. So appreciate you guys understanding. Cannot wait to fire the Cateye up. Hopefully tomorrow we get to turn it over. I don't know if it'll run just because it's so different than the Cateye. It may just need tuning from the get-go, and we may have to put a 6.0 base map on it to try to get it even to run. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I appreciate you guys watching. Comment down below, hit that like button. Take care. Have a great day.